part here. So, SAP kernel upgrade or update. So same, kernel upgrade or kernel update, both are same. The procedure is same for each and every activity. This is one of the OS level activity. This is one of the OS level activity which we have to do. OS level activity. So we have to do it here. Operating system level activity here. But for this activity, there is a downtime is involved. For this activity, there is a downtime is involved here. Why? Because when SAP is up, we cannot do the kernel upgrade, kernel replacement. Kernel means it's a OS level binaries. OS level, so binaries here. Kernel means it's a OS level binaries. So OS level kernel is the OS level binaries here, which will so OS level binaries here, so which will communicate, which will interact between your operating system and the SAP here. So during the installation time, we will use this kernel. After that, we will not touch it. So, but as per SAP recommendation, every 3 months, minimum every 3 months, we need to update our kernel files. We need to update our kernel files. So how to update? First of all, then what are the kernel files here? So they are the two kernel files, SAP exe, then SAP exedb. So SAP exe is the DB independent. DB independent. So DB is the DB dependent. DB dependent file here. DB dependent file. These two files we have to download it. We have to replace it on the existing exe directories, existing executable directories here. So what are the existing exe directories here, right? So suppose kernels are placed into the 3 locations here, or kernels are placed into the 3 locations here, system by system. One is the USR, SAP, SID, sys exe. The second one is called the USR, SAP, SID, D instance number exe, right? The third one is called the USR, SAP, SID, then ASCS star slash exe. So these are the 3 locations, the OS level, operating system level. These are the 3 locations here. If you see here, 3 locations, we can go to the here, you can see USR, SAP, SID, so sys exe. So exe, UC, NT, this is the common folders. Then here you have the kernel files. These all are the kernel binaries, .dll files, .pbd files. So these are the kernel files. Kernel means your SAP system is up and running. You are able to log into the SAP. Then so you are working smoothly on the SAP system means because of the OS level kernel files. Because of the OS level kernel files are exist here. Because of the OS level, the kernel files are existing here, right? Because of the OS level kernel files here, right? So here, you can go to, so OS level kernel files. You are working here means because of the OS level kernels here. So why? Because this all SAP systems will run on the kernels only here, right? So if the kernel files are not available, SAP will not be up. SAP will not up. So that is the importance of the kernels here. So these 3 locations, the kernel files are at OS level here. So this is called the global. This is called the global exe directory. Global kernel means exe. Global exe directories are global kernel directories. Normally we will call it as the global kernel directories here, right? So global exe directory. These all are the local instance specific level. Instance. This is the ASCS instance related exe. This is the primary application server related exe. This is the global exe directory. So normally we have to do the kernel means what we have to do as part of this procedure. These are OS level available. As a step, kernel upgrade steps. First of all, What are the steps we need to follow? First, we need to check the version of current version of kernel. So either you can go to the SM51, check the release notes, or you can go to the displace work at OS level. You will see version of the kernel at OS level. We can use the version of the kernel here, displace work here. Okay, so this is the way, right? So either SM51. Suppose if you go to the SM51 SAP level, so then there is a information here. You can see release notes. Just you can open the release note here. Then you can see the version here, 753 and patch level 1200. 753 is the release. Then patch level is the 1200 here. 753 and patch level 1200. You have the version here, 753 and 1200. Okay, so these are the your kernel version here, right? So 753 1200. So then you need to update. Why? Because sometime maybe 1 year back this released, you may have to update to the latest patch level or the release version also you can update. This is the release. This is the patch level. If you update this patch level 1200 to 1300, then that is called the kernel patch update. If you do the release 753 to 754 or 750, whatever there in the latest, that is called the kernel release upgrade. So steps are common for each and every time, which everything here. Then, then download the latest kernel files from service marketplace download manager, download center. You can download it. These two files we have to download it. Then move the kernel files to application server level 1 place. You can move it. Then extract the kernel files, SAP car command. These are the steps they may how to do the kernel upgrade. Can you explain the steps? Then you have to update like this here. Okay. First, we need to check the current kernel version, download the latest kernel files, right? Download the latest kernel files, then move the kernel files, then extract the kernel files. Once done it, then once done is take the take the copy of backup or copy of your existing kernel. Then sixth step, stop the SAP system. Then seventh step, then copy the new kernel files which you have extracted. Step number 4, copy the kernels, then replace it on global exe folder, global exe directory. Means this exe directory, you can replace it on here. Then execute the SAP root.sh script. So sh script, if it is the Linux level, we need to execute the script. Then start the SAP system, then perform the health checks. Okay, perform the health checks here. These steps we need to perform one by one to perform the kernel upgrade procedure. Here, right? So the main thing is that downloads. Go to the service marketplace. So software download center here. Then go to your alphabetical index. Then K for kernel here. Then kernel 64-bit Unicode here. You can see it here. Which version? You are in the 753, right? So which version you want to download? So it is what is the version here? Yours is the Windows version. Then download the Windows related files here. So SAP exe 1300 is available here. Then SAP, what is your database? One is the database independent file. Second one is the DB dependent file 1300 you need to download. 1200 after 1300 is released here, right? 1200 after the 1300 is released. When it is released, you can see 5th May they have released. Now in the February again they have released the 1300 here. So why they will release mean some issues, some bugs they may fix it. Some issues, bugs they may fix it. As part of that one, we may have to update our kernels. Kernels we have to update it here, right? So same we have to download it. We have to download it here, right? So then once you download it, just click on that one. That files will be downloaded. Go to the, just move the softwares to the some your respective folders here. Your respective folders you can move it here. So where we have the SAP exe files are there, here not there, right? So maybe you need to download those files kernels. Here all are the 1200 only. 1200 means 753 1200. You need the 1300. So check latest any kernels, APEXE. These all are the 1200. Okay. So let's download the 1300 files here. Just click on this button. So your 1300 files will be downloaded. It will be downloaded here. See, it is getting downloaded here. Then DB independent files also you can download it here. So just to download it here, it will be downloaded, right? So it is getting downloaded here. So like this, you need to download it here. So once when you download it, you have to download it, check the version. One more important thing is when you are, these kernels are, when you are doing the kernel upgrade, so one most important thing is here, sometimes after the, if you download the wrong versions, sometimes you may have to you will download the wrong version, which will cause the SAP systems will not be up after the kernel upgrade. So what is the reason means sometimes the kernel is depend on the kernel is the depend on the your SAP versions. Your SAP version here. The kernel is depend on the SAP version here. Sir, how can I know how to check that part here? Right? If you go to the content info of the file, if you go to the content info of the file here, so then we can check it out. So we can check it. If we go to the release version, I mean to say, if we go to the kernel release note, it will give the clear information. This kernel will applicable for the, so what is the versions here? What is the SAP versions? It will be applicable. It will give the information. 740 we can apply it. 750 we are. 751 also we can apply it here. So it will give the information. Some kernels will not, if your version is, so we need to check it out. So mandatory thing is here. So whenever we are doing the activity here, the mandatory thing is here. We need to check the kernel release versions, kernel release notes. We need to check it out. The kernel release note, we have to review it here. Release information. Here you will come to know what are the issues they have fixed it out. What are the issues they have fixed in the 753 patch level 1300. Slow down for the from 20 minutes to 20 minutes, slows down from minutes to 20 minutes here. So it will give the some information here. See here what are the issues they have fixed in the 1300 to 1200. They will give the clear information here, right? So this information will be helpful if tomorrow someone asks you why you are updated this kernel, then what issues how fixed. If someone asks you, then you are in the position to tell, okay, you can see the list of issues, what they have fixed it here. So you will get the clear information here. So that's the reason. So always, whenever you are planning, just do the some R&D. R&D means some debugging, you can plan it here, right? Some debugging, some R&D, if you do it, that will be very helpful here. So I'm copying this file to the our application server level. So meanwhile, what we have to do while copy is in progress, we need to stop the SAP, right? So definitely there is a stop. Why? Because while SAP is on, we cannot do the anything here. We need to stop the SAP systems here, right? So as part of our step, we need to copy it here. So it's copying the files. So see here as per the steps. So we have to move the files, extract the files, take the copy and stop the SAP system. Simple activity actually this one. Only copy the new files into the replace the global exe directory. That is what we have to do it here. That is only one activity we have to do it. Always while going this one, we need to log into the SID ADM, which means ND4 ADM. Then, so you need to log in with the password. I think it's copied, copying. Either we can directly download in the server as well. So Linux also similar procedure, either Windows or Linux, same procedure we have to execute it. So we have to log into the SID ADM. And so here, just execute the command prompt mode, this plus work. So here, which will give the kernel version here. What is the kernel? 753. What is the patch number? 1200. Now what we are doing? We are 753 only. We are updating to the 1300. 1300 we are updating. 750 1200 to 1300 we are updating. So what we are doing here? So source is the 753 release to 1200 patch level. Then target is the 753 release to REL release to the patch level 1300 we are moving. That is the one here.
One question here,
Yeah.
Ananta. So let's suppose if some companies they don't follow standard procedures, like every 3 months they don't upgrade. Some companies where I saw they never upgrade for 10 years like that.
Yeah, yeah. If
Okay.
the support, we will not get the support from the SAP. That is the one thing we will not get the support. Support means if you are in the latest up to date as per their standards, as per
Mhm.
SAP standard, they will say 3 months, at least to yearly one. Normally, we will also follow the yearly one, 6 months or once we will follow the kernel updates,
Okay.
right? Sometimes what will happen? So if you some companies, they are the old customer, they don't have much business. In that case, instead of taking the license from SAP, they don't follow. So
Okay.
systems will be stable, they will not face any issues. But if any
Yeah.
new project that time, so the binaries will not support that time.
Right.
There are still 4.3, 4.7, some customers are there, still there for 4.7 versions, 4.3 versions. They are there, starting of the SAP versions. Why?
Mhm.
Because they will not go for major upgrades. They will not enhance their the company. They're still stabilized version, they will go with SAP. So they will take it out like this. So in case, in the worst case scenario, if they face any issues, then even though they are unable to fix it, then when we reach the SAP they won't support.
No, yeah, understand. That's point I understand. What I'm asking, let's suppose kernel 6 is there. Kernel 6, 600 dash some 800 something like that is there. So let's suppose, unfortunately, if we got into that kind of customer where they have a kernel 653, let's suppose, can we directly upgrade to the latest version,
Yes.
or need to do step by step?
No, we can go with the direct versions. Not a problem.
Okay. Is it going to is it having any dependency or any impact on the system?
No dependency, no impact. Just binaries. That's why we need to review the release note. Suppose if without reviewing the release note, if you are going with the, suppose this kernel, so you are in the your SAP version is not in this list. Suppose
Okay.
your SAP version is the some 6.40 only. Suppose example SAP version.
Okay.
But you are going for the 753 1300 means it will not support.
Okay.
Why? Because so you are in the, suppose like this kernel.
ఇస్తున్నా చెక్లిస్ట్.
Sorry. Yeah. So if you are in the 740, 750, this kernel will support 750, 740, 750, 751, 752, 769 versions only, right? But if you are in the lower than that, 730 only, your SAP version is 730 only, not the 730 only. Then that time, like they cannot update their kernels to the 753.
Okay. So you have to bring until 740 level. Then
Yes,
again,
yes, you need to update the kernel. Two-step approach they have to follow.
if the worst case, if they are in 400 something like that, then you have to do multiple times. You have to update the kernel.
Update. Yes, right. First, they need to check their SAP component. They need to bring it out. Then kernel, we have to bring it out the latest level.
Then it is a tedious job and a risky job.
Yeah.
Because we see, usually we see customers are like that only.
Yeah, some customers will like that only here. So
Yeah, as long as the system is stable, nobody cares.
yeah, that's why they won't upgrade kernel. They won't upgrade the kernel also. If they want to upgrade the kernel, SAP also they have to take some actions. So that's why.
What is the purpose of upgrading kernel? Any specific reason?
There is some OS level issues. You will get the new functionalities in the, so some of the new issues will be fixed here. Suppose if you see the release note, so you are in the SAP, sometimes you may get the blank page. Then in this case, you need to update the kernel patch level to this one. Why? Because they have fixed this issue.
Sometimes, can you click on that particular this one? Yeah. I want to see that information.
Yeah. So sometimes in the your SAP system is crashed, you will get the error symptoms like this here in the log file. In that case, SAP given what type of symptoms you may face it. So then in this case, you need to implement the attached solution. Solution is like updating your SAP kernel version to the test level. The customers who are having this type of issues, why? Because they have released in the 14th December 2023, they have faced issue. This is a program error. That's why they said like you need to update the patches, kernel patches, you have to update it here.
Okay.
So you can see some more issues. Sometimes what happens, SAP system slows down from minutes to up to 20 minutes. Why? So if you go to this button, if you go to the note, you will get some clear information here. So system is not hanging, but it is slow, not responsive. CPUs are busy, dispatcher work for the dispatcher. Sometimes it will happen. In our case also, it will happen sometimes. To fix this type of error, there is a program error in the kernel. System is under heavy load. Then you need to update the kernel. Solution is you need to update the kernel of your SAP system.
So it is not able to communicate with the operating system or hardware properly. So that's why.
Yes. Right.
It's like a integration kind of thing.
Right.
So can we if any new issue comes in, can we raise any ticket with the
Yeah,
SAP?
yeah. We have the support, right? We can contact SAP. We can contact SAP. Then they will investigate it. Oh, this is the new issue for us also. Then they will, in the next upcoming cycle, they will create the one note saying that in case of if you have this type of issues, then you need to update the kernel saying that they will release it here. The new functionalities, if they are unable to fix it, they may have the some workaround. If they don't have the workaround, parameter implementation, nothing, then we may have to
So
so go
where you are going to raise the ticket?
in the
Online?
marketplace, in the online SAP marketplace itself, there is a yeah, we have to raise it. There is a system, we need to select it, we have to raise it. See, these all are the DLL files. So this DLL files, they will include it. SS server.exe, msmon.exe. So these all are the kernels.
Actually, some customers, what they say, let's suppose they are in version 4, something like that, and they want to upgrade to the latest version. If we say we have to do multiple times, then they will simply say you don't know how to upgrade. That kind of customers also there. Many customers are like that.
Yeah. Then that time, so we have to go with the proper documentation.
Yeah, of
Go with
course.
the proper documentation, and then we can say, we can strongly say with evidence, yeah, it's
Yeah.
not possible. Why? Because we are in the lowest version of the SAP version. If you are going to the highest version of the kernel, system will not be up.
Let's suppose if you are in SAP kernel version 4, something like that, and if you want to go to the version number 7, let's suppose. Okay. So version 4 supports only Windows 2016, something like that. If we want to go to upgrade to 7, that means is there any situation where you need to upgrade OS also?
OS, there is no dependency. Only SAP, there is a dependency. OS is not the dependency for, so OS is not the dependency. Never seen any customers like OS, there is a dependency. But SAP, your SAP basis version, SAP release version is there is a dependency. SAP
Okay.
version, there is a dependency. OS version is not the dependency always. Maybe
Uh-huh.
some customers maybe, but always customer will do the OS update, right? Patches update, update everything. But in case if their OS also not supporting, definitely they need to go for OS upgrade also.
That's what
Yeah.
I see a couple of complexities like this.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah. Agree, agree.
they slept for 10 years and now they want to upgrade to, they think that it is an iPhone upgrade. Just click the software update.
Yeah, why? Because the code should support, the code will not support sometimes. Okay, so we have copied all the kernels. So then whatever the extracted files you have copied here, you can see you have copied here. So then you have stopped the SAP, and we need to stop the SAP, and we need to stop the services as well. They are the SAP related any services, just check it out here. Okay, once you stop it, now what we have to do, we need to go to the, so we need to go to the USR, we need to go to the USR, SAP, and so SID, our SID is the ND4, right? ND4, then we can go to the sys global. One directory is enough. You don't need to update in the all the exe directories here. So one directory is enough. UC means Unicode. Unicode, it will support the all the languages. Then here go to the NT So then here you need to place the kernel files here. Just copy and paste it here. New kernels you copied and you are pasting it on the, you are copying to the existing exe directories here. Existing exe directories you are pasting here. You can see here. So then, so see here, it is copying the data. So if it is a line X level, we need to use the copy command. Simple. Just there is a, so CP
Uh,
Copy
Uh,
command, then
Ravi,
files.
Ravi,
Sure.
one
Right,
question,
sir.
sir. One question here. So in the three locations you are mentioning, right? So USR SAP SID slash sys exe and the SID D star exe, SID ACS and exe, right? So you are saying global, local and local.
Local.
So my question is why it is a specific, if it is a global, why you are mentioning SID? Because if you have multiple SIDs within the system, so how you
Multiple. One SID, we have the multiple application server. Each application servers, we have the multiple, we have the hundreds of application server, SID is only one, right? If you don't mention the SID, so then all the services will come, right? All the services will come into the play. So it's a SID specific kernel upgrade you are doing. SID specific kernel upgrade you are doing. Within the same SID only, within the same system, you have the NWD is there, BAL is there, some other systems also is there. If you don't mention the SID, all system will get updated, right? In that case, SAP always will create the file system like USR SAP SID, your SID specific. Enter the SID only, you have the all the application servers will everything will come into the picture here.
So I thought, can you go to SAP? Yeah, one second. That means this ND4, NDW, all these are different databases. All the way. They are different
Not the
different
databases, different SIDs, different SAP systems.
for different SAP systems. Okay,
Yeah.
that means which are connecting to different databases.
They are connecting to the different database SIDs. Yeah, different databases.
Okay,
Not in the
clear,
same database. Yeah.
clear.
Hi, sir. Saul here.
Yes, I.
So, usually we are copying the new kernel file into the old kernel location, right, sir?
Yes.
Here, what are the kernel files, old files? Those files will be replaced or those files will be kept separately, sir?
Right. So all the kernel files, whatever the old kernels are there, it will be replaced, and you will get the latest version of the files. The folder latest version of the files will come. So what is your question? I didn't understand.
Yeah, the old kernel files is there, right, sir?
Yes,
Those files will be replaced by the
new
new
one.
kernel files.
Yes, it will be replaced. It
Yeah.
will not create any copy. That it will be replaced it here. Copy paste. It will override. So you will get the
Okay.
new version. You will get the new versions here.
Okay.
So that's
Thank you.
copy will upgrade the kernel. That's all.
Yeah, copy will update the kernel. Now, if you execute the displace work to see what is the version, now 1200 will gone and you will get the 1300. See here, patch level 1300 KL.
Oh, very simple. Okay.
It's very simple. Kernel upgrade procedure is very simple. Now, we can.
Also, customers will not do properly. My God.
So now we can start the SAP. While starting the SAP, your SAP sometimes SAP won't support this kernel. So
Oh,
let me show you here. So what happens when you are starting the SAP? So we replaced it the kernel. Fine. So now when you are starting the SAP, so sometimes what happens? It will throw the error. Means you wrongly copied the kernel upgrade. Means support unsupported kernel version you placed into the SAP exe directory. So it's showing the version, but when you are starting the SAP starting time, so it will throw the dump issues like your kernel version, release version is mismatching. So SAP it won't start. Let me show you here. Okay, I'm just starting the here. ASCS will start. So while starting, see here SAP CPE executable files. So normally, so you may arise the question here, sir, you are only copying to the global exe directory, then how the same new kernel files will copy to the local as well, which means here one important thing is here SAP CPE utility program will copy the new kernels from global to local. There is a program will run in the back end when the SAP started. When the SAP starting, so you can see it will copy the data. Now it's done. Now it's SAP also starting. It's now SAP application server is starting. See here, SAP CPE executable copy, which means it is starting the kernels here. It is so copying the kernels. If you do the trace directory, so this is the one of the important question they may ask you. Just assume you are copying steps. Everybody can explain. They can do the so by heart and they can explain it. But the thing is here. So what exactly happens when after the copy means how data will be synced here means here executable copy. Executable copy will place the files here. So SAP exe then SAP system will be started here. So while starting the SAP itself here.
Hello, sir. Hello.
One question. Hello.
Yes, yes, yes. Voice is breaking. I'm unable.
That I have one query, sir. Sir, if we after the kernel upgrade, if the system will be not up, where we need
Our
to
speaking is
check,
voice is not clear.
sir, what are the features we need and
Is it clear for everybody?
how to resolve the issue.
No, sir. No, sir. We are also unable to.
Actually, we are
Easy
getting
for I
question
don't know when it stop. Now SAP is start. Yeah, I'm unable to hear you properly. Your voice is not clear. Whoever asked the question, so I'm unable to hear you clearly.
Sir, you said
Shah
something.
Sripad here. Is it audible, sir?
Now it is audible.
Okay. If I have multiple additional application servers, so this copy will copies the files to those locations as well, right?
Yeah, all the hundreds of application servers are there. You no need to do the each and every application server. Just do the kernel upgrade on the sysexe. Why? Because global exe is the mounted to the all the application servers. So you no need to copy. Just do the global here and start it automatically. As I mentioned here, so SAP CPE is the one of the program, utility program, internal program will copy to the wherever you have the exe directories, it will copy the all the files to the that location.
Okay. In that case, if I have copied the files to the new location and I started the SAP and it doesn't start it. So that scenario, can I copy the local files into the global location and restore my SAP?
Yeah, we can do that, but automatically this will copy. So CP before you CP copy itself, you need to recover back. That's why we have mentioned the one step like take the backup of the your existing kernel, right? So before you
Okay.
copy the new
Okay.
place, take the backup of the kernel existing folder only, right? Just you can take the folder copy and so take the copy. Suppose like how to take the copy means. Here the D instance number. So just take the copy. So copy and save the some other folder or in this folder itself you can copy. So that is copy. So after the kernel upgrade is completed, something is not coming, then you can recover back. You can restore back.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, kernel update చేశాక from some issues we unable to up the system. In that time we revert it back, sir. That's we
Yeah,
have
we have
backup.
we have to revert back using the backups.
Just
Yes.
we copy paste that in global
Again.
location the backup.
Yeah. Backup folder again. We need to do the same procedure. So if something is not working, whatever the copy you have done it, again stop the application server. Anyway, application is stopped already. So then just to take the backup and replace it on the current exe files. Simple.
So
Rollback
in that
procedure
time, we
also.
face any issues, sir? Or when I'm update the existing backup, then in that time we facing any issues?
Existing backup is working fine, right? So maybe if existing backup something you are not taken the backup properly, or some files something you are not correctly done, definitely even after the reverting back also you may face the issues. Then if you have any other working system where your working system SAP is up and running fine, then that kernel you can copy and place it to the here. That is also one option.
Sure. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, that option also we can follow. So see here 1300.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Sir, after kernel upgrade completed successfully, sir. After the kernel system will be not up, sir. Is there any connectivity issue with SAP system and database, sir? Can you
Kernel
check like
upgrade.
that? The transaction,
Yeah, the kernel upgrade.
R3 transaction.
There is no kernel upgrade. There is no dependency on the database. Only SAP kernels you are replacing. So yeah, better you need to check the R3 trans-D also. You can check it out connectivity. So because sometimes what happens, DB also some will stop. Then you are only starting the SAP means SAP it won't start. Otherwise DB until DB started. So yeah, it's one of the troubleshooting. Like you need to check the R3 trans-D connectivity test also. Whether application.
Yes, sir. Recently, I faced one question like this, sir. After the kernel upgrade, system will be not up. Where you check how to resolve the issue. They asked me like that, sir. That's why.
Okay. System is not upping means majorly thing is here wrongly. Either procedure we followed is wrongly, or some wrong kernel we copied, or while doing the kernel upgrade, you may have stopped the DB also. So then when you are starting, you are only starting the SAP. I thought of you are not stopped the database, you are only stopped the SAP application. You assumed then when you are starting the SAP application, SAP it won't start until database started. Yeah, there are multiple things. Sometimes version mismatch, as I mentioned. That's why when you're doing the kernel upgrade properly, we need to read the kernel release note. We have to review it.
Okay, sir.